Good evening, gang. All right, Saturday night, we made it. It's crazy. I'm going to get over to the other screen so I can see it on YouTube. We'll watch from over here. All right, now I see us live. Good to go. All right, watching to see if you guys can see me. And whoop, better. There we go. Okay. All right. Adam, Scott, JD, Fastball, Motimer, Prep Rebel, Rosie, Scrapper, David. Okay, cool. You guys can see me. Happy Saturday, guys. All right, so made it through it. It's been a fun day today. A little bit of paying attention to college football here. So sorry to all those of you in Texas. Georgia won. So dealing with that. So that's going to kind of throw a curveball around, see how far Texas drops. Now Georgia gets to bye, which is good for Tennessee because now we know for sure we don't have to play Georgia in the first round. That's good. Then watching Clemson beat up on SMU right now, that would be a big help for Tennessee. So we'll see what happens. Penn State's losing to Oregon, but that's kind of expected. So deal with this. But paying attention here, I'll probably flip over once in a blue moon to just see what's going on. I got it up on the computer here. I can just look. And nothing. Sorry, it's one of those things, I'm on pins and needles here to see what happens tomorrow night. Like Sunday comes along. But yeah, hope everybody is staying warm. This is, at least for us, this should be the last day of the frigid cold weather. It was 17 degrees this morning when I went to the post office, which we don't get those temperatures here, so I mean, occasionally, but certainly not in early December. We expected to have that. We'll see what happens. But could be a brutal winter. I hope everybody's prepared for it. We've talked about it a couple of times. And I know y'all are, I saw somebody earlier today saying they were going with the wood as long as they could and finally had to fire up the oil burner. So I'm guessing that's New England. But I'm like, this is all we need right now. Let's have a cold winter to put the misery of Joe Biden behind us. Let's just get one last little twist in there to, mess everybody's budget up going into Christmas. So that was it. But not a lot of excitement around here. Went out with friends today, did a little Christmas shopping. Mrs. B wanted to buy a espresso maker that was on sale today. It was kind of funny. I'm like, you could have put it on your Christmas list. It's like giving me an idea of something to buy. That would have been a fun one. But no, we get the other silly stuff. And she wonders why she gets surprises on Christmas all the time. It's like, because you don't give me ideas. So, but she gave me some good ones. So that was it. And then just kind of hung out a little bit this afternoon. Put up some more Christmas decorations, doing that. That was the fun. In case you guys haven't realized, it's about time to start your 2025 garden. Yeah, it ain't Christmas yet, right? I will just give you this. If you are planning on growing your own sweet potato slips, within the next week is about the time to start getting them planted. Okay, whether you do it in putting it in dirt or whether you do the toothpick method in a glass of water, either way, you need to start those probably in the next week or so, because it'll take you a good 4 or 5 months before you have decent enough size slips to plant come next summer. Because planting little ones that are 3 inches high, those are just going to die on the vine, literally, for you. So if you are at the grocery store and you see sweet potatoes and you're going to buy some for Christmas dinner, buy yourself a couple more so you can get your sweet potato slips, depending on how many you're going to grow. I'm going to grow a bunch this year. So I think I've got about half of one of my big gardens is all going to be sweet potatoes this year. I know so many people say, oh, gee, we got a reprieve, for 4 years. We don't have to worry so much about prepping and everything. We don't have an idiot in the White House. Yeah, there's some truth to that, but we have no idea what the idiot up north is going to do, the idiot down south is going to do, the idiot in the Far East is going to do, the idiot in the Near East is going to do, or all the idiots in Europe are going to do. Now, it's just one of these, just because we may have a little bit of calm doesn't mean that the rest of the world goes, oh, okay, you know, the Americans voted for a conservative and who doesn't like war, so that means we're not going to do anything. No, I mean it might mean a little, but just did China go? You know what? Maybe we won't go after Taiwan after all. No, you know, did the Arabs all of a sudden go? Oh, the Israelis are now friends of ours. No, okay. Putin going, gee, you know what? I'll just leave Ukraine and give Zelensky back everything. No, okay. Did the cartels down in Mexico go, oh crap, we can't do anything anymore? No. Okay. So yeah, we still are going to have plenty of problems. They may be able to take care of some of them. We got to take care of what's going on at home. Crime ain't going to stop. I mean, this is I've said this so many times, and it still makes my head spin when I read stuff, not from you guys, but I'm saying online. People, oh, when January 20th comes, everything's going to get so much better. It's not like Trump's going to go, poof, crime's gone, poof, inflation's gone, poof, mortgage rates are down. It's not going to happen. Okay. Can do some things, but we still got to get through all this chaos and still keep doing what you got doing. Because again, we don't know what the weather's going to bring, what space is going to bring. I mean, who freaking knows? So don't be like so many people get complacent here and go, gee, you know what? I don't have to worry about anything anymore. I can just stop doing all this. No, maybe you're in maintenance mode at this point. Maybe you're still in the build up mode at this point, but get it done so no matter what happens, you're okay. I mean, am I overly worried about stuff? I don't know. I just bought 20 more magazines, not Sports Illustrated, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because I'm going to have plenty of everything. So picking up stuff here and there as I find it. So, yes, just my thoughts. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but go for that. All right. So you got, yeah, there we go. Pennsylvania Country Girl said rotation mode. Well, rotation mode is something that should always be the old stuff, replace it with the new stuff, go through. All right. So let's do some trivia tonight. We'll start with this one. I know usually I wait a little bit, but I kind of want to get through it because it might take a little longer tonight because I thought was going to be somewhat of a difficult question last time. We had milliseconds till we had the answer. So I let Mrs. P pick the question tonight, and I've had a list of them, and she picked the question. It's going to be an interesting one. Now, somebody asked this just before we started, and I want to give you all this. Everybody is eligible to win. Moderators, anybody that's watching, provided, of course, you've been a subscriber for at least a day. No good luck if you only subscribed yesterday, because if you haven't paid attention to the videos, you're not going to know the answers. The only catch is during the trivia questions, you are only allowed to win one. Okay. So our winner from Tuesday night is done for the rest of the season for winning on trivia. But if you won a generator or an e-bike or something like that back in July, who knows? Okay. Yeah, you're totally eligible. Just the trivia questions, you're only allowed to win once. Okay. So I'll give you that. Now, I will explain this again really quick. I will ask the question. Whoever has the answer correct in the chat on my screen, and again, I don't know if this is the same for everybody. I don't know if the chat comes through the same order on my screen than it does on everybody else's. Okay, you got to trust me. I'm being legit on this one. Okay, whichever one is the top answer, the first answer that I see, that is the winner. Okay. Uh, yep, Scuba Rob. Sorry, no, you can't win again. There we go. But whoever's the first answer wins. When somebody wins, again, we have all these. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are left, and they can pick the number. All right. Now, I'm going to remind everybody on this one there's a 90-second slow mode here. So when I ask the question, don't fire off some silly guess and hope that you got it and then gets because you're not going to be able to put another guess in for 90 seconds again. Now, sometimes that's been fine. Sometimes we've had one last year, I think took about 15 minutes to find an answer. Other times, no. So strategically, figure it out. If we haven't got an answer relatively quickly, I will start giving hints. They are not going to make it easy, okay? But they will make it easier. So, all right. And yes, spelling counts, okay? No abbreviations. For the question tonight, spelling has to be exact. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. Not going to, if it's not exactly right, I will not count. Understand? I'm going to say this one more time. The spelling for the answer for tonight has to be exactly correct. That's 3 times. I mean, I'm saying it 3 times because for a year, not everybody understands the fact of no more comments when we do drawings, and of course, we'll probably have somebody spell it wrong and then complain. And I don't care. So this is it. My house, my rules. That's how it goes. So, are you guys ready? I'm going to give everybody about 15 seconds here, just so these people who just made comments, who are, again, remember that you just made a comment, so now you have to wait 90 seconds. That means you're going to probably have to be a minute worth of no answers. So, okay. And the question tonight is, about a month ago, PBJ had an accident. I showed you pictures of the car. Tell me the year, the make, and the model of the car she wrecked. And funny, I told you it was going to be a little harder. The chat all of a sudden went silent. Year, make, and model of the car she wrecked. And here come some answers. And Okay, now there's a whole bunch of them coming in. So I'm going to scroll up so I can read all of them. Keep putting the answers in just because it might be there. Okay, so again, year, make, and model. So that means the year of the car, the company that manufactured it, and the model of the car. So there's 3 parts to the answer. If you don't have 3, guaranteed you're wrong. Well, we've had a couple of people that are in close. There it is. L. Hurt. Got it. Nissan Altima 2016. L. Hurt is our winner tonight. That actually went. Mike Wagers had 2015. That was close, but no, L. Hurt with a 216 Nissan Altima. So let me get down to the bottom. And okay, so if everybody would kindly stop commenting here real quick. Mods, would you let everybody know, please stop commenting? Hey, Suze, no, Mrs. P's old car wouldn't count. 85 Ferrari. Guys, please stop at the comments, okay? All right. L. Hurt, I need you to pick one of these. 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6 are your options. And mods, we're not putting anybody in timeouts or anything for commenting. I'm just asking politely. All right, there we go. L Hurt pick number 6. There is, let me get up here on my screen so I can see the picture. There is the number 6. You guys can see it. I'll wait till I screen this. Okay, so you got it. There's number 6. And the prize is, wait till you guys can see it. L Hurt won a $250 Amazon gift card. So that is that one. So L Hurt, if you would kindly email me your email, I guess, if you will, it's pretty much all for this one. I will send you a emailed or a electronic, whatever the hell they call it, $250 Amazon gift card. And if you get that to me this evening, I will get it to you this evening, and you can do some Christmas shopping or some prepping shopping or whatever you need to do. But congratulations. There you go, $250. So, all right. Let me redo the computer here a little bit, get things set up so I can get down to the bottom. All right. So that being that said, let's get into some Q&A, and we still have 44 minutes for this. Good. Okay. Thought that would take a little longer, but Estate Time 85, I'm not worried about going faster. We still finished in 15 minutes, including my monologue. So that's good. All right. If you guys have questions for me, let's please put them in all caps as normal, which makes it easier for me to find them in the chat room. Only rule, as always, please treat everybody in here politely. Disagreement is fine. Calling somebody an asshole is not. That will get you permanently tossed from the channel. And there's plenty of people that will never be seen or heard from again. So, all right, let's get up to the top here. There's all congratulations. And Fat Daddy. Bernie Sanders is on top of his game for the health of America. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to listen to an old decrepit communist as to how I need to live my life. No thanks. For ghost preparedness, do I think purchasing a hazmat suit for nuke virus is a good purchase, considering I have 2 of them, one for me and one for Mrs. B, to include the gloves, to include the booties, to include the masks, to include the filters? Yes. Okay. Because you have no idea if we have a chemical attack, a biological attack, a nuclear attack. We've talked many times about how to seal off a room, how to seal off windows, to have yourself a fallout-proof area, to have, if it's a biological or a chemical attack, how to have the room with an air purifier. So we've had that set up. Obviously, you're going to close off vents, seal off windows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, absolutely, a hazmat suit, one that's NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical, is pretty much, in my opinion, a must-have prep, not just a good one. And there we go. We just shot to the bottom. Hang on. And where we are. Scuba Rob, what was the best Christmas gift I ever received? God, I can't. I'll give you the as an adult now, the best Christmas story if you want one. So when I was a kid, let's see, we're still living in Chicago, and so we left it. I was probably 10 or 11. And my brother's 3 years younger than me, so that would make him, what, 7 or 8. And we all know this. Every kid snoops for presents, Okay. Once you realize that, where the presents come from, I don't know who's watching, so I'm going to be quiet there. You snoop to see what mom and dad may have got you. Well, we were old enough to stay home, back in the late 70s. You're 10 years old. You were fine staying home on your own. Mom and dad didn't care, especially Gen Xers, right? We raised ourselves anyway. Uh, I don't remember where mom and dad went, but they weren't home. Okay. It was a snowy Saturday or something like that. I remember it was snowy and it had to be the weekend because mom and dad were off of work. And so my brother and I decided to go snoop. And under my folks' bed, we found an air hockey table. And we wanted an air hockey table. Mind you, this is the 1970s, more kids, right? My brother, being an idiot, when mom and dad come home, goes, "Thanks for the air hockey table, mom." Gee, you know, pretty obvious what you were doing. Why are you in mom and dad's room? Why are you looking under the bed? Obviously what we're doing. So, as I said last time, Christmas Eve is always the day in my family that presents were opened. And there were no presents under the tree whatsoever. None. Okay. Now, when we were kids, the way it worked, when we still got it, I'm trying to be careful because of ears. We'd go out and dad would pull us around the block on a sled. Back in the day when you actually had snow on the ground for Christmas. Looking for Rudolph or whatever. It was the charade that my folks and my cousin and at the time my grandparents played to get us out of the house so they could bring all the presents down and put them under the tree. Dad pulled us around the block on a sled. We came home. There were no presents under the tree. And I mean, the dejection in our face was just crazy. And there were presents for my mom, my dad, my cousin, my grandparents, nothing for us. And they opened a couple of presents, and then the doorbell rang. And all our presents were sitting on the front porch. My folks had got a hold of one of the neighbors to have all our presents kept in their garage. And they brought it over on Christmas Eve and put it on our porch after we came back. Talk about teaching us a lesson. So I can't say the best present I ever had because, I mean, there's been so many forgettable ones, few memorable ones, but that's the one Christmas story that will stick in my head for my entire life. So I hope that's close enough. Off-grid living. Do I sprout black beans in a damp towel before planting? No, I don't sprout them, but I do soak them. Any of my beans I will soak overnight before planting. But no, I soak them overnight and then I just put them in the ground. I don't worry about sprouting them, And again, they're soaked. Just I'm pushing them in probably 2 knuckles deep, and that's it. Just don't. Beans are easy to plant. Daniel Phelps, do I have any opinion on Goal Zero products? I've never tested them. So really, I can't tell you if they're good, bad. I've never looked into them. If they're good, bad, indifferent, if they're expensive, whatever. So no, I really don't have an answer for you on that. Judy Rose, how late is too late to plant garlic in Central West Virginia, Zone 5B? I would be getting it in like tomorrow. That you need that cold weather, but you don't need the ground to freeze. And you're not going to be planting it once there's snow on the ground and you're in West Virginia. So you're going to be getting snow if you don't already have it on the ground. If you have it on the ground, it's going to be tough. You need that garlic needs time in the ground before it gets too cold to kind of acclimate, start to set root, and then it'll go dormant over the winter. So If you don't have it in now, get it in. Go tomorrow. I don't care if it's 12 degrees outside. You need, if you want garlic, you're going to need to do it. Pam's spam. How to use a steamer for alcohol making for other things. Okay, you gotta be more specific in your question than that. That is way too vague for me to answer. Yeah, how to use a steamer? I'm assuming you mean like a steam juicer for alcohol making for other things. I, yeah, no. Sue, did I buy Copper and the other dog, Daphne? Not sure if you have a Christmas gift. Of course, we bought them Christmas gifts. They got, uh, let's see, make sure they can't hear me. Kidding. Let's see, there's a little bag of greenies. There's a bag of like rawhide bones. It's always hard to find them because the one thing I'm very careful about is buying dog treats that are made in China. I will not do that, and so it gets very difficult to find stuff that is made domestically. But we do find it. But yeah, that is what each one of them's got probably 3 different bags, boxes, treats of some sort like that. It's always fun. They know how to open their own Christmas presents. They're really good. Presents are under not theirs, but because they smell it and go after it. But presents are under the tree, and they know to leave it alone. But come Christmas, when we're opening presents, we can put their present in front of them. And I mean, a lot. It's not like this is anything special. A lot of dogs are, and they will open up their own presents, which is always fun. And then it's so much fun watching them try to tear open the presents. So, but yes, we buy presents for the dogs. Tony Lawrence, do I ever get mags from Gun Mag Warehouse? Where did I buy them from this time? I got them from Primary Arms this time. I maybe I have. I don't know. I mean, I've got probably a couple of hundred magazines. And it just depends. I mean, I always buy PMags, Magpul, but it just depends on who has the best price. I mean, I was looking around for AR Gen 2 mags, and I saw them anywhere from I think $12.99 to the point where I bought them at Primary. They were $7.99, $5 a mag. What 20 of them? It's $100. Thank you. Yeah, like okay. All right. Shut down to the bottom. So I got to find where we were. Charles, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Syria? Mrs. P talked a little bit about it today with people fleeing and Assad being surrounded. I don't know enough. I haven't been paying enough attention to it to really know a whole lot of what's going on. I'll probably look into it over the weekend. Mrs. P was telling me about it today with her checking it, but that was this evening before she took off, and it was otherwise occupied. I was done today. Today was kind of a day off for me. Let's see. Let me get back to there. We go. All right. Terry Hardaway? Why are gas prices down? A lot of it has to do with the fact that Trump elected. Because the rest of the world knows drill baby drill is coming, and so their stranglehold on the oil, they don't have the leverage they had before, saying, well, we're gonna charge you more. They're like, crap, if they start producing oil, we got to move as much of it as we can now. I said to Mrs. P when we were out today, I said, just wait a few months, we're going to probably see gas under $2 a gallon again. Anna Lou, what do we do with too much garlic? There's no such thing as too much garlic. Uh, First off, garlic dries well, stores well. I mean, you can easily store it if you do it right, process your garlic right, easily store it for 9 months, a year, if not more. But around here, Mrs. P likes to pickle her garlic. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of pickled garlic. She eat a jar of it. And then, of course, I can smell it on her for 2 days. Uh, but you can still use the pickled garlic in cooking or whatever, salads, things like that. She'll eat it clove by clove. But, again, too much garlic. Okay, how much do you have dried you're going to use for your normal cooking? But how much garlic do you use? And again, I'm going to ask this, okay, because I've said it many times. There's two different types of canners. There's ingredient canners and there's meal canners. We're meal canners. Right? I make a pot of chili and I can my chili. I don't can my beans and can my tomatoes and can my corn and then decide to mix it all together. Okay. No, I mix it all together and then I can up God knows how many quarts of chili, which garlic goes in, which how many of us make salsa? Okay. God knows we all get enough tomatoes. We probably all have boatloads of salsa or your tomato sauce, your spaghetti sauce. If you're a meal canner, if you think about how many meals you use garlic in around here, it's a lot of them. Okay. Uh, I mean, I can't say that, a lot of garlic and we'll easily run out before we harvest. Before, well, let's put it this way. I'm already out of my July harvest of garlic that I got this year. Okay. Who's the daddy? Do you think Potato Joe will pardon the entire Epstein list? No. Uh, Here's the issue: all these preemptive pardons, we're hearing all these stories that he's going to pardon Nancy Pelosi, he's going to pardon Tony Fauci, yada yada yada. There's a little problem with this. None of them have been charged with, let alone convicted of a crime. I mean, I don't even know if a blanket pardon is legal. Okay, first off, if you can just say whatever they did in the past, it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't know if Hunter Biden's pardon is legal. I mean, there's constitutional questions on this. You can pardon somebody for what they did, what they've been accused of, convicted of specific crime, but where Joe said anything he did between January 1st, 2014 and December 1st of 2024, I don't know if that's legal. And that's still up in the air right now. Okay. It's not just me asking, it's constitutional attorneys. That one went up to the Supreme Court. But can you imagine if he comes up and says, let's just use Nancy Pelosi as an example, or Hillary Clinton, either one. Anybody with two brain cells know that they are both of those ladies are extremely criminal. Okay. That they've got more skeletons in their closet than, I don't know, a Halloween prop store. If you pardon somebody, that's basically saying you acknowledge they committed a crime. And do you accept the pardon? You mentioned Nancy Pelosi going, oh, thank God you pardoned me. Oh, so you are a criminal, is what you're saying. Now, if you only pardon them for a crime they committed, how many other crimes has Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton committed that nobody knows about as of today? And we find out one tomorrow. Well, he gave me a blanket pardon. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Here's another one. Treason is not a pardonable offense. You can't be pardoned for being treasonous to the country. So there's a lot of gray area in this which is going to be real interesting to see what happens. I mean, and you're asking, do they pardon the entire Epstein list? What I mean, what's that? That would be releasing it. I mean, I'm pardoned. I mean, all of a sudden, if we see pardons for 600 Hollywood actors, actresses, producers, whatever, and a whole bunch of Congress people, gee, where do you think those names came from? It's No, I don't think he's going to pardon the entire Epstein list. And next, it asked the next question: how can someone be pardoned without ever being convicted for a crime? I just said that one too. New York budget prepper. My nephew drained his opus down to zero. Can he charge it to 100%? But after it gets to 6%, wait a minute. You can charge it to 100%, but after it gets to 6% drained, it gets an error code and no longer works. Is there a way to fix it? Contact Opus customer service. I'm not tech support. That I don't. I've never heard that. I've never had that issue. You shouldn't drain them down below 20%. I understand it happens, but I don't know what the error code is. Hopefully, should still be under warranty at this point. Pennsylvania Country Girl, second winner for my elephant garlic. When tops turn brown this summer, it's ready, right? Never grew it before. Yes. Basically, when they start, you don't have to wait for the thing. It's not like potatoes where you need to wait for the plant to really die. When that top, say 2 or 3 inches, starts turning yellow, that's pretty much telling you I'm done. I'm ready. Don't have to do it that day, but sometime in the next week, that's when you're ready. Jessica Wheeler, how did me and Mrs. P meet? Just like we're half of the married couples in the world online. Believe it or not. No, it wasn't a what are the mail order brides. I was, God, this was back 10 years now. I was looking for somebody potentially in the Czech Republic, for anything like that, to correspond with, to practice my Czech language skills. Okay? And one thing led to another, and I went up to one internet site to the next internet site, and you know how you get on, you've went down a rabbit hole on the internet. All of a sudden, I wound up on a site. On the bottom was this banner with a Russian dating site or Eastern European dating site. And look, okay, we'll take a look through it. And I saw Miss P's picture there, and I sent her a message. And it wasn't even one of these pay sites; it was one of the free ones. And she replied. We got to talking, and I remember it was sometime during the week. We emailed back and forth a couple of times, and I said, "Why don't we do I think it was a Skype call or something." I mean, again, 10 years ago, I don't remember what video app it was. And we were supposed to do it Saturday. I was living in Utah at the time. It's supposed to be like 11 o'clock or whatever. She bailed on. And then eventually she got up the courage and we had our conversation and things went on. But yeah, I mean, we met online. That was it. Odessa's High Desert Homestead. What is the best winterizing for the chicken coop? You're going to have to ask somebody who's got a chicken coop. It's going to be me. Comet Moon. Do you think the East Coast will get a bad blizzard this year? I don't know. It's like asking if Bitcoin's going to hit 150,000. I don't know. I got the crystal ball again. Maybe. I mean, come on. Giving you an answer of maybe should qualify me for a job as a weatherman somewhere, because they're not going to be able to tell you, well, the way the stars are aligned and historical, the jet stream and El Nino or El Nino and La Nina. They don't freaking know. They can't get the weather forecast right for 15 minutes. and they're professionals, and you're going to ask me for the next 4 months? Not happening. Amy Martin, did I get my garlic in? Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah, I mean, a while back. Rebecca Larson, what do I think about all the XRP noise that's going on? I don't listen to it. I don't care. What was it? The Hawk Twa girl, whatever, she had a meme coin come out or something like that. And it went up to $40 million, and then it was $4 million. And, people lost their ass on it. It's like, yeah, welcome to the world of crypto. Bitcoin got over 100,000 the other day. It was also back down at 93,000 the next day. Again, it's a gamble. If you want to go to the casino, great. Go play blackjack, go play slot machines. Want to go to the casino, go play crypto. That's it. Do not use it as a investment. Do not count on it to be there. It is still the riskiest thing out there. I don't care what anybody says that, all the risk is gone. No, all the risk is still there. It is still a asset. Actually, it's a commodity that is backed by nothing. So if you want to play with it, play with it. But is it something that you can count on putting your life savings in? Not unless you have no problem living in a cardboard box, because that's very possible. Joe Shinpo, what's up with all the drones in New Jersey? I wish I could answer that one. That was a good topic of conversation for us today. I guess you've got some of these drones that are the size of a car. They're flying over water treatment plants. They're flying over all. Whose are they? I mean, is this another Chinese balloon going across the country? Why do we know nothing about this? Why are there swarms of these things going around? This is not some 22-year-old kid flying around taking pictures. I mean, this thing's just literally the size of a car, okay, flying these drones. This is not something that Joe Average has. This is espionage. This is corporate, this is government, whatever. What is going on? And I wish I had some answers. I can't find anything on it. And the thing that bothers me more than anything else is, what is our government doing about it? What is Joe doing about it? The FBI, hey, Chris Wray, you're so pissed off that you're going to get fired. What are you doing about the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Go investigate something. Like car-sized drones flying over New Jersey. Could be a hell of an idea. We might be under attack and you don't even know it. Water treatment plants? Why don't we just fly over some power plants? Hey, why don't we fly over some military bases? I don't know, nuclear missile silos, Area 51. Hey, let's go take a look. Gee, morons, do your freaking job. It's like the FBI coming out today and saying they're offering $50,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the guy that killed the UHC CEO. I'm like, you're the Federal Bureau of Investigation and you need Joe Average's help. Why are we paying you? $50,000. That's less than your salary by a long shot. So you want me to do your job for half of what you got paid? Got it. No. Dawn Hill, just an information comment. If you break a rib and have no ace bandages, you can use a towel and duct tape. I had to do this yesterday. Yeah, I know you can use a towel. I'm not medical whatsoever. I know you can use a towel as a splint if you roll it up. I'm assuming that's probably what you're talking about, is rolling the towel up tight, making it as like a board, if you will, and then duct taping around the belly, I'm guessing. But yeah, I mean, roll up a towel real tight, it gets rigid. Carmi Turner, I'm assuming Carmi Turner, is there a Geiger counter you can recommend? I have one. I bought it a few years ago. God, I don't remember how long ago. It's not like I've had to use it. So no, I can't tell you off the top of my head one, you know, just don't look for some cheapies. Okay. Just, there's certain things that you put some money in and, you know, potassium iodide, buy the good stuff. Make sure you replace it every year. You know, we talked before about an NBC suit. Yeah, buy the good stuff. Okay. You know, don't go on Temu for your life-saving stuff. Nobody here. Good evening, Pinball. Did you ever find out what took my peaches? And did any of the neighbors have similar problems? No, I never found out what took my peaches. And yes, multiple neighbors had the same problem where all the peaches disappeared at the same day. So no, we never figured out what was wrong. Country Humans Network. How's your diet? Do you eat any carbs in 2 months? Lost 25 to 30 and reduced carbs. Think it lowered A1C. I just went to the doctor yesterday. Uh, oh, yeah, which I'll give you a story on this in a second. So they took my blood. I don't have my blood test results yet. Not that my A1C is, I mean, I'm not pre-diabetic. I'm not diabetic. I mean, for a 58-year-old guy, I don't have any problems. Okay? Which is good, don't have, I have all my teeth. I don't have any cancers or anything. Knock on wood. I'm pretty healthy. Okay. Uh, you know, with the exception of having high blood pressure, which is genetic. Other than that, doc really doesn't need anything out of me. Uh, but on my diet, do I eat any carbs? Occasionally. Like I said, Thanksgiving, I wasn't going to turn down Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, gee, I can't eat anything because of my diet. Yeah, no, believe me, I had the stuffing, I had the mashed potatoes, and I had the sweet potatoes and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I put on 5 pounds over the holiday weekend. Uh, it was just a matter of time to get it off. But I'm still down 27 pounds from where I was last February. You know, so that was good. But I'll give you a story here real quick. Uh, Speaking of the doctor, this is kind of humorous. So the other day we went to, you guys saw we did the Christmas gift cards like that tonight. Tonight's the night Martha gives it all to the kids for Christmas and all that sort of stuff. So by now it's almost 10 o'clock. She's probably already done. But so we're in the store getting the gift cards at the grocery store. And it takes about a half an hour to bring up almost 200 gift cards. And one of y'all recognizes me and Mrs. P in the store. It's like, okay, it's kind of cool. It's always kind of fun when we run into somebody because it completely catches me off guard every time, but it's always fun. So we talked for a few minutes. We finished there. We go over to the animal shelter. Haven't been to the animal shelter since last year. Walk in, and the girl at the front desk goes, "Hey, Pinball, was wondering when you were going to come in." I'm like, "Holy crap, I haven't been here in a year, and you remember me." So we do all that, have that conversation. I go to my doctor's yesterday. Go in, the nurse takes my blood pressure, the standard questions. I've got to go and get my blood drawn. Phlebotomist comes up to me and says, "Are you still taking stuff out to Newport?" I look at her and say, "How the hell do you know I'm taking stuff out to Newport?" She goes, "I watch your videos." Jesus Christ. It's just wherever I went for the last couple of days, it was like, okay. It was just, it's kind of funny. So, I don't know. To me, it's funny. That's John. Poplar said today he's looking for a milk shortage to hit. Have you heard anything? Don't know. Nope. Haven't heard anything. Don't know. North Alabama hiking. Pinball. I've heard a rumor that BLM might riot if Daniel Penny is acquitted. Those living in big cities might want to be prepared. Correct. Uh, BLM is already screaming bloody murder that the prosecutor dropped the first charge, the second-degree manslaughter charge. Well, gee, it was either drop that charge and let the jury hear the lesser charge of reckless homicide, or let the jury go hung and do nothing. I mean, again, BLM proved that whoever's running it are a bunch of freaking idiots. They don't understand, they don't read, they don't understand the news. Okay. They don't understand the legal system. I, it's victim mentality. Oh my God, we didn't get what we want. We have to riot, burn, loot, and murder. Okay. This is it. Fine. I'll tell you what, BLM, come riot in my neighborhood. I'll be fine. I could use a little target practice anyway. Paula McGuire, concerns that Kash Patel worked for Bush and Obama, maybe deep state. Now, Kash Patel is hardly deep state. Uh, and the fact that he worked, again, look at the positions that he's held too. Okay. To get where he is, you have to work under both systems, or, both a conservative administration and a communist administration. Communist being the same as liberal, uh, especially when it came to Obama. The advantage to the fact that he did work under both Bush and Obama is now he knows where all the skeletons are buried. He knows who all he knows who all the players are, and now he can go after them because Kash Patel is about as conservative as you get. But the fact that he worked under a rhino and a communist, yeah, he knows who the bad guys are. If I'm any of the former Bush staffers or Obama staffers or even the Biden staffers, you're hearing all this. Oh my God, we're going to quit if he's if Pete Hegseth gets in or Tulsi Gabbard gets in or Kash Patel. Yeah, it's either quit or get fired. And most of you guys better quit so you can get out of the country and find somewhere that has no extradition, because you're not going to quit. You're going to be let out of your office in handcuffs. Estate Time 85. What is a natural treatment for dry eyes? I get winter allergy eyes that are so dry I have to wear sunglasses for light indoors. There a natural herb I can do with uh, eye drop. I no idea. Not my forte. Essential Tam. Does it seem to you that a lot of liberal leadership seems to be pursing their lips and getting their knees to Trump? Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely it does. Jeff Bezos. Oh, the media is not as bad as you thought. Mark Zuckerberg. I want to be part of your technology team. You know, we need to work together. And Trump needs to look at him and go, no, you're going to be sitting in the in the defendant's box in a courthouse soon. You're certainly not working with me. You know, I mean, how the hell Bezos can come up and say, I want to get on Trump's good side when 4 weeks ago Bezos was one of the guys calling Trump Hitler. Okay. Oh, gee, I had an epiphany. What? You're afraid that your business is going to get fried? Yeah. Okay. No. Trump just the last thing I want to see him do is put an olive branch out to the Democrats. I mean, he knows what he's going to do better than I do. I don't want any of this. We're going to work together. I want scorched earth. I want the revenge tour. Oh, you guys think you messed with me for 4 years, went through Melania's panty drawer? Guess what? Now it's your turn. That's what I want to see. I don't care about dividing the country that way. Good. We're all the liberals who said, I'm leaving the country if Trump won. Gee, Tom Hanks is still here. Cher's still here. Whoopi Goldberg's still here. Gee, lying to us again? Oh, wait a minute. That's right. That's the Democrat mantra. No, divide the country. I don't care. Leave. Okay. It ain't your country, liberals. Period. We ain't letting you have it anymore. Aloha J. Do I see a trend? Gun confiscations and social media internet restrictions. What's next? Not in the United States, I don't. Gun confiscations aren't happening. Social media internet restrictions, that's great. You want to start censoring the internet? Well, Elon Musk kind of turned that on everybody's head. Facebook, hey, Mark Zuckerberg, you want to start censoring people? Good. You're losing subscribers left and right. I guess your business completely go under. You know, YouTube, same thing. YouTube's got a little bit more understanding about both sides of the fence because they realized, like a lot of companies should, gee, we need this revenue. You know, 50% of the population is conservative, which probably means 50% of our content creators and our audience is conservative. Can we handle 50% loss in our revenue? No. Then maybe we should take our finger off of the block button. Yeah. Fat Daddy's outdoor cooking. Very good answer. Good point. Make sure to wrap your pipes. If you've got exposed pipes, either outdoors in a crawl space, something like that, stuff that's in the house is, if you've got a heated basement or whatever, you're fine. But anything that's under the house or outside, at a minimum, go out and check and make sure your insulation is still good. I mean, mice, squirrels, rabbits, whatever, they like to get in there and chew on that insulation. They can take that and they use that to keep them warm. Okay. So at least go inspect your insulation on your pipes and then replace it if necessary. Good point. Good reminder there. LG girl, what do I think they're up to with the bird flu test of cows? They've been trying to push this for years. Animals are getting bird. What do I think? I think it's scare tactics. Okay, you had some idiot, I can't remember who it was. Oh, we're gonna have like a dozen new pandemics come out on January 20th. It's like, really? I mean, how dumb are you that you're gonna announce that gee, it's political and man-made? There's a good defense when you're under arrest. Mallory Fay, please explain the big picture of what we need to do to drink stagnant pond water. For example, is it filtered then purified or what? Yeah, I mean, again, you've got to remember this: the clearer the water is when you start running it through your purification system, the longer your filters, the longer everything your purification system is going to last. Okay, and whether you get, hopefully multiple, the charcoal filter, reverse osmosis, whatever, ultraviolet, whatever you're using. If you've got, as you put it, stagnant pond water, probably the first thing I would do is run it through at a minimum like a coffee filter and at least strain out the big solids of it and get it out to just the liquids. Get that moss or mud or whatever up. I mean, you remember when I did the video on Idaho one, God, the first Gen 1, it was probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And I took water out of my pond, and I mean, it was yellow, I guess. I mean, not mustard yellow, but a little lighter than the woodwork behind me. And we ran it through the filter, and it came out clear. No problem. But if you're talking about dark water, I mean, the solids that are in there, run it through a coffee filter first, then run it through your purifier. But the clearer you can get it before you run it through an RO filter, like that, the longer those filters are going to last. We might have time to get one more. Let's Let's see if I can find it. 59, try to find it real quick. Inigo Montoya, is RO the best way to filter drinking water? Are there other methods? Like I just mentioned, you got RO versus osmosis. You got infrared. Again, you've got charcoal filters. So there's multiple ways that you can do it. The best case scenario, of course, is to do it. Well, put an RO filter with a charcoal filter. Do multiple ways to do it. I mean, the more you do it, the better. You'd be amazed if you filter your tap water, what you get out of it. But I can't say what the best way is because it depends on what you're trying to get rid of. Are you trying to get rid of the fluoride of the water? Or are you trying to get rid of mud out of the water? Different things, but multiple ways is the best. And on that note, it's 10 o'clock. Have a good evening, guys. We'll see you in the morning.